Hey everyone, it's me, CT Gaming here today. So this is a bit of a different one here, because obviously it's a video today, and quite a longer one, rather than the usual dev update that you get every other Monday. No big trailer, no announcement sort of thing. What I want to do today is just come here and talk to you all directly about the campaign, and the structure of it, how it's going, where we're at, and a bit of what it's going to actually look like, eventually, when it's in your hands. So rather than giving you a really long article, I thought it'd be easy for me to just speak it to you. Now, we are going unscripted today, so I've not got much of a plan. I'm just here to talk and hopefully not spoil you too much. Because up until now, there's basically not a single detail about the campaign revealed at all. I've kept it quite under wraps, and that's been intentional, because in my idea, the best way to experience it is spoiler-free. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, because then by the time you get around to playing it, you don't have those big moments. And after today, it's still going to be very much secretive, a lot of it. I just kind of want to give you a bit of a look at the early campaign, and then also to the structure of it. So, if you haven't followed over the past few months or whatever, I know the campaign's gone through a bit of revisions internally. Rather than just trying to rush through it, I'm really taking my time with looking at this campaign and trying to make sure it's good, and also good as the first campaign for the server. So I don't want to throw you right in the deep end, and I don't want to rely on prior knowledge, but I also don't want to punish people who know a lot already. So let's go right back to the beginning, where it's going to start. Important information is that Destiny Playground is set in the Destiny universe. It has the same planets, it has the same characters that you know, for the most part, but the story does not go the same. It's the way I've been describing it to everyone that I've spoken to, is it's a reimagination of Destiny. Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, or the whole Destiny universe. Almost like a different timeline, if they wrote it differently. So some characters might be the same, but some might be different, some might not be there. Some events might still happen, but not the same, not at the same time. So, with that in mind, the idea of the campaign is it's sort of a mix of Destiny 1's campaign mixed together with Destiny 2's campaign, is the idea. So rather than sort of, because Destiny's story is stretched over 10 years, can't say how long the Destiny Playground story will go on for, but I don't want to rely on the 10 years. So it's sort of a merge of the two. And I won't say much on that front currently until you get your hands on it. So we're right to the start of where we're going to begin. So it starts off very similar. You're going to be found by a ghost and you're going to awaken. But you're not going to awaken in the Cosmodrome. There is a new place. So there are some new places in the server, I should say, called the North Reach, which is in Northern Europe, nearby to the EDZ. And that is where your Guardian is going to awaken and be found. From there, you're going to go through the tutorial mission, the introductory mission. You're going to be introduced to the universe of Destiny in Minecraft, and also this slightly different universe. And by the end of the mission, you're going to get a jump ship, and you're going to fly away to the last city. And that's the introductory sort of section of things. But for the most part there, it's the same, but it is important because with Destiny being made in Minecraft, things will be fundamentally different. You're going to have to learn the controls, the systems are going to differ slightly, but from there, you're going to arrive in not the tower, no, you're going to arrive in the last city, which is also another new area, because Destiny has never really had a proper last city social space. It has had it sometimes with like events or seasons, but in this server, the last city is where you're first going to land, and that's going to be the main social hub of the server, and most of your vendors will be there. But why not make it a bit more interesting? Because looking above you, right next to the last city, is the tower. The Destiny 1 tower. So right above what is called the Guardian District, so the last city, which is where all the Guardians are going to operate from, so they might have their command hub, and all of that stuff that the Guardian might need, as well as the place the Guardians to live. And it just stops them, swishing in with all the pedestrians, because they have different needs. But right next to that area is the Destiny 1 tower, which is sort of more of like a more formal base of operations than the more informal place down in the city. However, we're not done, because just to the side of that is an extension of the tower that you may recognize as the Destiny 2 tower, which was not originally in the plans, but I decided, you know what? Let's give you them all. So, with the Destiny 2 tower, there won't be any vendors there. It's not going to be a proper functional space, but it will be there just because why not? So, maybe it might become a new Guardian hangout, a secret place for the Guardian gangs and factions to hide out. Who knows what's going to happen in that space? And that's the introductory section. And from there is where you really begin your journey as a Guardian to the server. And this is where the act system begins. So rather than it being really one really long thing, the server is and the story is split into an acts. So I can't say for certain how many acts total there are right now, because the story is still not completely solid. But I believe there is going to be 6, including the prologue and the epilogue. Now, Act 1 is going to see you go into the EDZ, which is the first destination in Destiny Playground. That's going to get you to return, basically, because Northreach is just outside the EDZ, pretty much. And you're going to return there, and this is where you're going to meet the Fallen for the first time, with the House of the Kings. I'm going to investigate them. Again, I'm not going to go into detail here, but this is really going to get you engaging with the story and the systems and just you're still trying to learn it. So it's fairly low stakes while still being interesting. And then throughout this, you're going to start interacting with the open world, which I really want the open world of this server to be really good, because in some aspects in Destiny, I think the open world sort of fell flat a little bit at times and it wasn't maintained. So I want to make sure that with this server, the open world is maintained, it's updated, and it's got lots to do. So you're going to have your activities, you're going to have your lost sectors, you're going to have public events, you're going to have patrols, they're going to have very rare and very difficult world bosses roaming around. There's going to be all of these sorts of things for you to do in the open world, as well as actually just exploring. We're looking at ways to sort of embed some lore into the open world. You've got your planetary resources, you've got the region chests, and just your regular chest loot in the world. And all of these will contribute towards the world vendor, which, of course, on the EDZ is going to be the one and only Devon Care. And everything you do on the EDZ is going to contribute towards his reputation, which I have spoke about already in an article, so do go read that. I think the link will be in the description, should I remember. But it's more similar to the Destiny 1 reputation system, and everything you do in... Hi, so you may saw the audio just cut then. Basically, I'm going to keep this brief. The audio, partly through the exporting process of making this video, I'm completely corrupted and I have lost the audio for the rest of this video. So I'm going to attempt to voice over the rest of the video as best as I can. So we were just sort of going over that you've got all these activities you can do in the open world. But looking beyond that, you've obviously got the main missions that you'll unlock as you go, and you'll see they become available on the map. But you've also got the side missions that you can do that sort of help flesh out what you learn in the main story and branch out from that and finish off loose ends. And you also got strikes. So currently there's 1 strike per world, and the strikes are also a bit more difficult missions and they help build on that. But then looking towards the future, of course I want to evolve the worlds and make them really feel alive, because it's kind of where Destiny kind of fell flat. So over time I'll add new patrols, new public events, new strikes, maybe even new planets, and add all of these new activities to the system. As we still update the server and go into more seasons looking into the future, which will hopefully evolve not only the narrative but also what you can do. So that's the end of Act 1 with the EDZ. Moving into Act 2, we're continuing this plotline with the Fallen, but then starting to develop it a bit more, and we're going to move to the second planet, Europa. Where we're continuing the Fallen, and they're still all over Europa, beating the same factions. You'll have a lot of the same stuff to do, so you continue your main missions, you unlock side missions here. But it's not only the Fallen. So in Act 1, you meet the Fallen and a bit of the Hive. But in Act 2, you're going to meet the Vex as well. And they're going to be introduced. So, following Act 2, you went through Europa. Once you finish the main missions, you'll again unlock the same stuff in the open world. So you'll unlock all of the patrols, public events, the vendors, the side missions, the strike. All of this content will once again unlock. You get the world bosses. However, from the middle point here, we're at not middle point, but we've gone through a couple of planets. At this point, you will unlock your next subclass quest. So similar to Destiny 1 actually, where Destiny 1 had missions for you to do, where you unlocked your new subclasses in the Taken King. In this server, it's not just for one subclass, but for your second and third subclasses, you will have a full quest line, including a specialized mission to unlock the new subclasses, and then there'll be quests following that, or the same quest following that, to unlock more of the abilities of the subclass and develop it and go up the rarities. But we have made an ability article already, so go read that on the website. That has full detailed information on how to get abilities, unlock them, upgrade them, and all of that stuff. But also that you'll also unlock some more systems around this point, because you're kind of halfway through your planet. It's probably around level 20-ish, maybe. So you'll get a bit more things to do, like might unlock Crucible, and you really just maybe take a bit of a break to develop some of your abilities and all that stuff. Now, at this point is also when the dungeon would chronologically fit in. Whether the dungeon is out for release or not, some of the raid, we'd love to, but they may come later. But chronologically, this is where the first dungeon will be set, and the dungeons in the server will be custom, while the raids will follow from Destiny, generally. But then, moving on to Act 3, you're going to move to the moon, and you're going to follow a bit more of the Fallen here, but this is really focused around the Hive and the war mines on the moon. I'm not going to say much more, because again, I want to keep it all under wraps and a bit secretive and save it for when you really get to experience it. And then moving into Acts 4, 5 and 6, I'll keep those really secretive. But at some point, you're going to go to the final planet, the moon. You're going to return to the EDZ in the western EDZ. And there's a few other places that you also might go to, but I don't want to spoil those. But what I will say is sort of the way the story works is it's kind of split in two, in that Acts 1, 2, and 3 goes one chunk, and Acts 4, 5, and 6 and the epilogue go as another. And we originally toyed with ideas to just release the first few acts as the full campaign and then release the rest at a later date. We're not going to do that. We're releasing it all at once, and it works cohesively all at once, but it also works as those two chunks. And it might not make a lot of sense now, but when you actually play it, you'll kind of notice that. And it really helps to, as I was saying before, blend a Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 campaign together. And I think it works really nicely. Not only to introduce you to the server, but it's also, if you're not new, to keep you engaged as well. And again, Planet 3 and Planet 4 will have all of the stuff that we've already discussed plenty about. But then once you've finished all the story, rather than say when you finish the tutorial or when you finished the middle point or when you finish the end of the game, unlocking all the systems at once, we kind of want to spread them across the whole journey so that you're unlocking systems gradually rather than being overwhelmed. And for every new system you unlock, we'll have a system quest. So fishing, for example, when you unlock fishing, you'll get an entire quest line introducing you to fishing and then working you up to the advanced stuff and get you into that system. And basically every system will have that. So the open world will have its own quest, introducing you to the ideas of the open world and what you might expect, and that sort of stuff. And as seen on the screen now, there's a lot of other areas I haven't talked about, but they're all going to be present. But really, I think that sort of covers the campaign progression and the act system. And we've also got a prestige system, which we've already talked about in depth in an article, so go check that out. And that's sort of a way to progress beyond the main campaign, but we'll also have the end game activities, which we're still sort of figuring out. And I can't really figure those out yet till the campaign, and we're way further in development. But beyond the campaign, you'll have a lot more to do. Hopefully, that all sounds exciting. I'm excited for it. I'm trying to keep as much as I can under wraps to keep it all really good for when you actually try it out. But this video is probably the most you're going to hear about the campaign for some time to come. Yeah, there's a lot of plans, which just take some time to actually get them out. The current phases that we're looking at is, we're quite early right now. We're doing a lot of building, doing a lot of coding. We're really looking to get more builders on board right now, and some more artists, and some more modelers is what we really need right now. That way I can shift my focus 100% to coding. So if that does interest you, check out the Discord in the description of the pinned comment. Go check out the website if you're new to the project. That has so much information about it. You've got this video, we've made other trailers. There's a new article every 2 weeks. So go check those out. We've got an awesome community in the Discord. And I also share a lot of sneak peeks in the Discord. And you got announcements and stuff like this. I plan to make more sort of videos like this that are a bit more informal, unscripted. When? I'm not sure. But hopefully soon, next thing will be the second ability teaser trailer, which will be exciting. But hopefully this has been good. We're also doing a lot of live build streams right now, so go check those out. And I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.